As some of you might have noticed during the unboxing video, the backs of the seats are missing, which is not really a problem, but the back of the headrest is also missing, which is a problem, so that needs to be fixed. Now, while I'm fixing that, I'm also fixing this piece, which normally hides away the roof when it is in the folded down position. But since this is going to be a hardtop spider, this will not remain there, as the roof mechanism is different, and I will need to fix some things like these mounts where normally the rollover hoops are located as well. So cut out some plastic to fill that in, did that for both sides, and then started on fixing the rest. So with those two spots fixed, I took out some milliput sculpting 2-part filler epoxy damn rock hard sticky stuff, and before I started using that, I just laid down some clear tape on my desk so that the milliput wouldn't stick to my desk, and I could easily remove this protective layer and just throw it out instead of just ruining the cutting mat on my desk. So when using milliput, I always tend to put on some gloves so that the stuff doesn't get all over my hands, and then just cut out 2 equal parts of the milliput and start mixing those together. And about 4 minutes later, you're left with a perfectly mixed milliput, and you can start filling all those big pieces you want to be gone and nice and even. So just put it in there, apply some pressure to make sure it's all the way down and in those tight corners so that it doesn't come out that easily, and then just spread it out the way you want it to be. And for the headrests, it's the same thing. Just put some of the milliput in, sandwich it in there really tightly, and then just remove the excess material until you're happy with what is left. Now you just need to let this cure for 24 to 48 hours, sand it to the way you want it to be, and then you can move on with some primer. So as you can see, I cut off the other half of the rear parcel shelf, as that would fully disappear into the trunk anyway and would never be seen again. So I thought I'd just shed some weight, cut the half off, and also needed to sand the other half instead of the full 100%, so that saved on some time for me. Then I just primed all the small interior parts and the big lump you see right here, and moved on to applying various different colors to all the different components. all the parts and pieces painted in their main colors, I unmasked it, let it dry for a half an hour to an hour, and moved on to flocking the interior. Flocking all done, I just set that piece aside for a bit to let that cure and moved on to doing some detail painting on various interior components. The gas brake and clutch paddle had some really nice details in them, so I wanted to highlight that using some Tamiya Panelline accent color, just dripping on a bit and then sipping off the top layer with a Q-tip to just have those lower areas be filled with the Panelline color and have that a nice detail. Then I just moved on to some other components, painting those with a brush and some acrylic bellow paints. After gluing on those vents and the center console dial cluster, I could finish the detailing off by applying the decals. The kit also came supplied with some 3D metal emblems for on the car and for on the steering wheel, so I added that to finish the detail on the steering wheel off, and I could assemble the rest of the dashboard. The dashboard is now complete, so I moved on to the door panel, adding a nice fancy chrome strip with some bare metal foil. Now that all the separate components are detailed and finished off, I could put these all together to finish this interior.